Okay, today we're using the Yamamoto Senko Wacky rigged with a size 4 VMC live tech set hook with a Wacky O-ring. It's just an O-ring. You can buy those on eBay. Or from fishing online, they have the VMC ones, which are a little bit better. But anyway, so when I take this bait, I'm just going to cast it out. I'm going to cast it out and I'm going to let it drift. That's all I'm going to do. I'm casting upstream. I'm going to catch up to the line and I'm going to leave just a slight bow in the line. Just a slight little bow in the line right there. And just let it drift naturally down into the current. But if it gets stuck on the bottom, pick it up off the bottom. Right there, there's just pick it up off the bottom if it gets stuck. And just keep letting it drift down into the current. Just right down through the current. If you feel anything different than if you're not feeling the bottom, then you're fishing it wrong. You have to be on the bottom. You have to feel this bait on the bottom at all times. So if you're not feeling it, that means it's not bouncing along the bottom, it's just floating in the current. That's not good. You want it to be on the bottom, hitting the bottom, making contact with the bottom as it bounces down the current. Once in a while, here I'll show you, once in a while you want to put a little bit of movement on it. Like, you know, if you're not getting anything, you want to see if they're chasing stuff, you can actually, you know, just go like this and just give it a little pull up like that and just jig it along the bottom kind of. It's just like a little jig. You don't want to be going like this. You just want to just do it real easy, just like small little jerks off the bottom like that. And that it'll come up and it'll flutter down. We can actually show you that, you know, right here. But that's how you want to work this bait, and you know, less is more. Less is more. The less you do to it, the more fish you're going to catch. Let the bait do the work. Okay. So if you're not on the bottom, what I want you to do is I want you to open your bail, and I want you to let line out and let that bait hit the bottom after you cast. So when you cast, now this is pretty fast current here, so it's moving along quickly. But when you cast, just leave your bail open like that and let some line come out. You know, hold it with your hand so it doesn't get all bunched up and stuff. And just let some line come out, close your bail, you know, and reel in some line. That way it has time to sink naturally, go on the bottom, and you have time to, you know, get it on the bottom and feel the bottom. Right now I'm on the bottom. Like, well, I was snagged. So there you go. That's how you can fix that if you're not getting on the bottom. Let out some more line. You can pull line out this way from your drag, or you can just simply open your bail. Either or. Either or. Casting upstream is probably the hardest way to fish, but it is also one of the most rewarding. So you just catch up to the line when you're casting upstream. You'll see the bow coming in your line. You got to watch your line the whole time. You just give it a nice little reel like that. Just real slow, just like that. Let it bounce along the bottom, pick it up, let it move again. It's that easy. Do less, catch more. So I'm going to cast this out. And I'm letting it drift, right? And you want to know the difference between bottom and a bite. So what I do a lot of times, if I'm not really feeling it, I will put my finger on the line like this so I can feel a little bit more. And then I watch my line. I watch my line. So that's what I do. I'll watch my line out in the water. If there's any movement, any different, if it stops, if it moves upstream, whatever it may do, if it stops on the bottom, all I do is kind of pull up and see if I feel a fish on the end of it, just like any kind of weight. And if I feel a little bit of weight, you don't want to Bill Dance hook set. You want to give, shout out to Bill. I just want to give a nice little pull like that. And that's all. Then that's all you got to do. I didn't snag there. I got it out. But that's all you want to do. A solid hook set, just like, not a jerky hook set, just like a straight pullback, like that. And then the difference between, like, when it's hitting a rock or something, like, if they're on it, they're going to smash it. But sometimes they're not smashing baits and they just kind of peck at it. If you feel something like that, you just, again, you want to reel down to it, get your line pretty straight, and just pull back. You don't want to jerk it. If you jerk it, you pull the bait right out of the fish's mouth or away from the fish. The fish, it pulls away, the fish swims away from your bait. That's something you definitely do not want to do.